we are going to be working on this, and we're going to turn it into a motorcycle. Okay, so pretty excited today. Not going to be working on a tiny house. Not going to be working on that bus up there. But we are going to be working on this. This is a bike I just had kicking around for like the last, I don't know how long. Oh man, we're going to turn it into a motorcycle. That's right. This beauty right here, Ferrari red, because that means speed. That's going to get popped on there. Real bike. Like a Harley-ish bike. Bunch of stuff in here. This looks like a carburetor. Yeah, some fuel line. Throttles. This is the all-important... yeah. Fitting instructions for A50, A80 bicycle kit engines. This can't be that important. What is that? Ah, there we go. Got ourselves a fuel tank. Oh yeah. More like throttle cables. Spark plug tool, fuel shut off. Oh, there's a fuel filter. The muffler. Oh, something just fell off of that. For safety's sake, chain guard. There's some more pieces flying around in here. I'm sure they're not that important. Wow. Cut your fingers on this piece. Some buyers can complete the job in 2 hours, whilst others might take 2 days. Blah blah blah. 25mm round tube frame. One of my concerns is this tube is way bigger than this tube. I think the engine kit relies on the tubes being this size, not this size. We'll see how that adapter works out. Bottle cage has to come off. We pull that back wheel off, and then we get this on there with the help of this. Yeah, there's the front. My front tube is not going to fit through that. I get the feeling these might be made out of old car tires, but who knows? Yeah, just maybe. So one of these we have to cut so that we get it onto the inside of the spokes, and the other one goes on the outside like so. Alright, so this puppy's on there. I haven't tightened it yet, but you gotta just make sure that everything's nice and lined up around here. The backs are like that. The engine is mounted. I used this adapter they gave you for larger front tubes, bottom tubes, and then it connects underneath here into the block, and then you got this adapter back. Oh, it's not an adapter. This mounting point back here, and it pretty much worked out in terms of fitting this in. Okay, day 2 of this project. It got dark out last night, as it tends to do. Let's see where we're at. We got the throttle attached. Then we got this thing. I think that's going to connect. That's the kill. That's going to go and attach to this somehow. We got the carb on, sort of. We got to do the clutch. I got to pull this assembly off because the clutch is going to mount here. I took off the front brakes. They used to be right there. We don't need those anymore. And that's just going to be for the clutch. Then the chain sprocket right there looks like it's going to line up nicely with this. That's on there solid. Rear brakes we'll still have. I popped the spark plug in, put the exhaust on there. That seems to be fine. It's bypassing the frame nicely. gas tank's got to go on, and then it's just a matter of just really hooking up throttle, fuel, getting all that squared away. Last step, I think, is to put the chain on. Alright, so that was pretty easy. That went on nice. Just slipped that right on. It's pretty solid. It's a little higher than I want it to be. Kind of conflicts in here with the shifter. I think it's got this little lock feature right there, which you can see. You can idle the engine, and then when you let go, it engages the clutch. Anyway, yeah, that's on there. Alright, let's hook up the rest of this stuff. We got the tank mounted. The gas cap is really hard to put on there. I had to use like a monkey wrench, so it's fill it and forget it. These connectors down here are super flimsy, but it seems like it's on there pretty good. I don't know if I dented it. I might have dented it tightening it down. I avoided the gear cable here. I didn't put that under the brackets, obviously. You want to avoid that. And the brake cable is also still there. Now, electrical connections. This is pretty obvious. Goes on the plug. This is for your ignition. Coming out of the engine, black and blue. And then on this thing, you've got black and blue. And they just simply connect right there. Kill switch. I actually had to go onto the YouTube. So my kill switch comes with like a black wire and a green wire. That goes up there to the little yellow dot. All that does is when you hit the switch, it grounds everything out, kills the ignition, kills the engine, and that's what you want. So these things conveniently have sort of 2 ports on them. Oh yeah, this was the other source of confusion, the white wire. Here's what we're going to do with the white wire. It's going to go like that. We don't need it. Consider that out of the way and done. I'm just simply going to pop that in there, pop the other one in there, and the only anomaly is that these tips are a little smaller than they need to be for this, so I'm going to just crush this metal down onto that, and that's it. And then keep this out of the way of the exhaust pipe, mount this with some zip ties, and that should do the trick. So that's what we're going to do. But that's the explanation. Blue and black, go to blue and black, easy. Kill switch, just, you know, 1 to each wire, and then when you hit that, it grounds the whole thing out. The clutch we've put in there, so it has that little wire that keeps it kind of like in that engaged position, and then when that pulls in, it disengages, and that's hooked up to here. So you pull that, and when you pull that, you'll see it move down there. There we go. Again, I'm happy with that. I think that's enough travel. If it isn't, we can twist this out and make it tighter in case we're not able to disengage with the full range here. All that's really left is to connect the tank into the carburetor assembly here, and then I don't know, somewhere around here there's going to be a throttle cable hookup. Oh yeah, and then we got to do the chain. Alright, tremendous success. We've got the chain on. I couldn't get this, well, that screw I got pretty messed up. There's supposed to be like a little nut on the back. This is your clutch assembly. Right now we have the clutch engaged. We have the chain. This is where the I knocked it out to the right length of the chain with this sort of punch. You just put this down on wood and you hammer away at it. These pins come out, and then you reconnect it with this one universal connector. Then we've got the chain tensioner on here. We'll see how long this lasts, but that should be fine. This I made extra tight because, I don't know, somewhere I read that if this thing gets loose, you know, and folds into the spokes, the wheel is spinning this way, that'll ruin your whole day. So this I crank down, and it's probably like the beefiest screws that come with this entire kit of these right here. This is on here. I put some grease onto the chain. The carburetor, yeah, we've got the throttle coming in here. I just zip tied it to the bottom tank mounts. Goes up to the throttle. That seems to work fine. It kind of pops back into position. There's some springs in there. Then we got the fuel inlet down here on the carburetor. The small fuel filter going up to the shutoff valve. That's open position. That's closed position. And that's it. I'm going to throw some gas in this puppy. It's supposed to use really high octane stuff. I'm going to get some octane boost when I'm in town a little bit. Moment of truth. Yes. Fuel dripping out of there. That's no good. Yeah. Well, that's pretty good. So the chain feels a little loose. I feel like I'm either going to take another link out, or I'm going to move this whole assembly back another ½ inch or so. Other than that, there's a crack or some kind of leak on the fuel filter. So that's dripping. That's no good. I only put a little bit of fuel in the tank. And then I guess the only other thing I want to do, wow, really doesn't use a lot of fuel. Shocking. I'll do some drive-bys and stuff with it. And the rest of this is all... Oh, that's not the engine. That's that thing. It didn't magically start up. I haven't quite figured out the settings on this carburetor. There's this adjustment screw right here. And then there's some kind of Chinese labeled... it's probably like a choke or something like that. I have no idea what position is what. So that's a little bit of a mystery.
So the final verdict, was it worth it? I'd say absolutely yes. The motor itself and the whole kit was under $100 on eBay. I'll put some links in the description below. Installation was pretty easy. If you're at all, handy, it can be done pretty quickly and painlessly. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. I look forward to riding it in the summer when there's no snow. If you like this video, please hit subscribe, hit the like button, and there'll be more to come soon. Thanks.